So you've been playing jazz guitar for a while now, but still don't sound like your hero? You may even know what to play over complicated chord changes, but something's still missing, right? I'm Sandra Sherman, and in this jazz guitar tutorial, I'll be teaching you the art of jazz phrasing. Oh, and by the way, greetings from Austria. I'll show you the tricks that make you sound like a jazz pro and show you exercises that get you there. I've also made tabs with all the exercises and examples, which you can download from the link down below in the description box. All right, let's unravel the mystery. The first thing you have to understand is that when playing a jazz solo, the offbeats are stressed. So downbeats are a lot more quieter than the offbeats, all right? Now, when playing guitar, we have a mechanical component that helps us with the phrasing. So we play 8 notes most of the time when playing jazz. So we count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The numbers are the downbeat and the ands are the offbeat. When playing guitar, we usually play the downbeats down and the offbeats up. So what we get is, let's take a C here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now play the downbeats, the downstrokes quieter, a lot quieter than the upbeats in the beginning. So when you practice that, you're able to hear the difference. So quiet, and this is stressed. So whenever you have an upwards motion, give it an accent, stress it more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you want to get used to that because it's the complete opposite of playing rock or blues guitar, especially. Blues has all the accents on the downbeats. So play the C major scale. It doesn't matter where. I think I wrote it in the tabs. This pattern. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, so this is the first thing you want to practice. Now, I may add that we do not accent or stress every single upbeat. But if you want to get into the jazz phrasing, this is the way to learn it, because that's the general phrasing, but not every single upbeat is stressed. Now, what if we omit notes? Because we don't always have 8 notes in a row. There are rests and there are long and lasting notes. The mechanical of our right hand, the alternate picking, helps us. Whenever you omit a note, whenever there's a rest or something, you continue to alternate pick in the air away from the guitar. So let's practice this by omitting the third of 4 8 notes. All right, so we have 1 and now we omit this note and you make your movement in the air. So you stay in a continuous, your hand continues to do the alternate picking. 1 and 2 and. Next 4, 3 and 4 and. All right, let's practice that using the C again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And don't forget, whenever you have an upwards motion, you stress, you pluck the string a little harder. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, now let's omit an upwards motion. So we have a quarter note in the beginning. 1 and is omitted, but played in the air. 1 and 2 and. Now we want to omit 3 and 4 and. So this is actually, I think most of you guys know that the first rhythm when you start playing guitar, not jazz guitar, just regular guitar. So we want to play that on a single note. 1 and 2 and 3. Sorry, that was correct actually. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and we stress the upbeats, the offbeats more than the downbeats. All right. Now you want to practice this rhythm over the scale. So 1, 2, all right, 3, 4. And so on and so forth. Now let's take another rhythm where we omit the first note. This happens a lot in jazz rhythms. We have 1 and, all right? 1 and 2 and 3. Let's put a quarter note in there for fun. 4 and. So this is our rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Practice it on one note first. 3, 4, 1. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Now practice it all over the scale. 3, 4, 1. And so on and so forth. In jazz, we don't use legato techniques like hammer, pull-off, slides, or even bands as excessively as in other styles like rock, for example. And when we do, we have to watch out not to destroy our general phrasing. So since the offbeat is stressed more than the downbeat, we accent pull-offs. When we only, or let's say, put it in other words, we use pull-off, hammer, slides, etc. only on upbeats or mostly on upbeats. All right. So whenever you have an upstroke, you can pull off or slide or hammer. All right. So this way, the already stressed note keeps being stressed, and the pull-off, which is a lot quieter, is the downbeat, which was not accented before anyway. All right, so let's practice this. All right, so let's apply this to the C major scale. We start 1 and 2. Here's the first possibility to pull off from offbeat to beat. 1 and 2 and 3. Here's another one. And 4. And we can pull off here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Let's do this with hammers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right. We actually don't play whole step pull-off or hammer-ons very often. We prefer half steps, half tones like this one. Since there are only 2 half steps in a major scale, or in most scales, what we're going to do is we add some extra fun and add some chromatics in there. So here is an exercise using chromatics, and you can use excerpts of this exercise and already put it into your playing, because it's not only an exercise, this is how you really play. All right, we take our C major scale again, but this time we add a chromatic right in between the C and B as a first note. So where are the pull-offs now? 1 and 2. Here is the first pull-off. 1 and 2 and 3. And I add another chromatic and 4. Then I go to the F and have another pull-off. Oh, sorry. And chromatic to the D, another pull-off. Then I continue on the C, pull-off, chromatic, and pull-off. Let's stop here, okay? So, now that's been plenty of pull-offs. Now let's reduce that. As we have 2 pull-offs on a string, like when we have 4 notes on a string, sometimes it happens, and it happened here twice, that we can have 2 pull-offs. It happened on the G string. Those were all and beat and beat. So we would have the possibility for 2 pull-offs, but we don't want to do that. It's too much. So what we do is we take the easier one, and that's actually from middle to index. It's easier. So we don't pull here, we play alternate picking, but just here. So let's check this out, how it sounds now, what it sounds now. No pull off. And the same applies to the D string. We had 2 pull-offs here, and we just take the latter one. Okay, so here's the exercise in a lot more realistic style, which you can already use in, for your playing. Triplets are a very jazzy thing that will make you sound more sophisticated instantly. The damn thing about triplets is that they jumble up our right hand alternating picking technique. So because you of course know that with triplets you have 3 notes in a quarter now, down, up, down, and the next beat should be down, but it would be up. Triplet beat. Now on the beat you're suddenly up. So what you have to do here is change back to your normal alternate picking with, you know, the downstrokes on the downbeats and the upstrokes on the upbeats as soon as possible, either on the first note afterwards or the next downbeat, as soon as possible. Let's check this out. Let's say we have beat 1 is triplet. Now you're down, and the next one would be up. Triplet up. But it should be down. You can either change it down immediately. So you have 2 downbeats. Triplet down. This sometimes doesn't work when we play really fast, and triplets are usually fast. So you are on the upbeat. Now the next beat, the next thing is the offbeat. 1 triplet 2, and when we continue, when we play 8 notes now, then you should play the upbeat, the upstroke, sorry, now. So change back as soon as possible. Either the first note after the triplet is already in the correct direction, or the second or third note, but not much later, or else your phrasing will be completely upside down. All right, so let's check some examples with triplets. Now let's apply this to some typical short jazz phrases. Here's the first one. I start on count 1 and play a triplet in the C scale with the chromatic in there. Triplet. Now count number 2 should be down, but it's up because I play fast, right? So on count 2 and. Now I have a 8th note. I play the up stroke, so I'm in the correct direction again, right? So I have 2 up strokes. Then the 8 and the 9 of the G. So I correct as soon as possible. I could have also played down, then I would have down, down. That's also possible. It doesn't matter as long as you correct it very soon after the triplet, okay? Or else everything will be switched. All right, let's hear that with playback. And here's another example. This one starts at 1 and. 1. All right, I start with a chromatic on 1 and, which is an up pick, an up stroke. 1 and now a triplet follows. This would be down, so the next is up and down. 1. And now I have only 8 notes. So this is count number 3. And it should be down. So if it's not too fast, you can already play it down. If you're in the motion because it's fast, then play it up. And the next one would be up. And now I pull off. So it's up. This would be down. Next is up. Slowly. 1 and triplet. 3 and 4. Let's listen to it with the playback. And here is the last lick for today, and it starts on 4 and. 3, 4. All right, we're still in the C major scale. I start on 4 and with a chromatic 3, 4 and 1. Make sure that when you have a legato technique like pull-off hammer slide, that you make your downward movement, because the legato is always up, as we said, in sync in the air. So the next one has to be an up 2. Now we're on 8 notes again. Pull off, in sync, down, and up. Let's check this out with the playback. Remember that once you really feel the jazz phrasing and you stress all the upbeats more often than the downbeats, the picking direction is not really that important anymore. Why I focus on it so much in the beginning is because it helps you, because we add a mechanical component to it. All right, if you want to know more jazz lines, more modern jazz lines, maybe fusion, Charlie Parker, I have some suggestions for you up here, so you may want to watch some of these videos. If you have suggestions for your fellow guitarists or me on how to learn jazz phrasing better, please leave comments. Your comment in the comment section below, but be kind to each other and to me especially. I see you next week. Ciao, ciao, servus, baba.